How's it, folks? With the Steam Next Fest going on, I have tried out a whole bunch of demos and I've made my pick for my favorite one. It's called Gord, and it is a grim dark fantasy colony survival game. The demo features the tutorial and first real mission, or the first two stages of the campaign, complete with cinematics and voiceover for the characters. You play as a steward appointed by an emperor to clear a path through a hostile and dangerous land by the time his army has finished its conquest. In order to do that, you take control of the Tribe of Dawn and construct strongholds or gords along the way to your objective. You start off with two advisors, the older of the tribe and the emissary, who is used to a more lavish lifestyle and constantly mocks the people you control. You begin by constructing the walls for the Gord and then have to fill up the limited space with buildings. In order to collect resources, your people need to have the job and building site to gather and store them. Your people also have skills and traits that make it more interesting, with you probably wanting to assign roles to what they are skilled at. I mentioned earlier that this was a grimdark game, and that is mostly associated with the setting and the dangers lurking in the dark outside of the safety of your walls. The world is inspired by Slavic folklore, which makes sense as some of the developers working on it are former employees that worked at CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 3, and the similarities are noticeable, especially the sound design, which I think deserves praise for helping immerse me in the world they have created. Once you have the basic setup in your Gord, your people will start venturing outside to gather resources. This is also where one of the cool mechanics are introduced, called sanity. Your people don't like being outside your Gord, and they definitely don't like being away from torchlight or fighting monsters. If their sanity drops, they can suffer mental breaks and run away or even start attacking your own people. So it's a good idea to try and make sure you keep them relatively sane. You do have some crazy people who only stay sane while they're busy fighting, but they're the odd ones. In order to keep them sane, you basically get them drunk on mead, as per usual, I guess. And you will want to keep them sane, especially considering some of the monsters out there, although we'll get more into that later. Your people are your most valuable resource, with them all having skills and able to earn experience by completing actions associated with the action. For example, woodcutters increases their cutting skill and a scout increases their exploration skill. This is one of those games where if you lose one of your people, it is a heavy blow that will take time to recover from. Children can be born, but that takes time, and there needs to be sufficient space in your Gord as well. You can assign children to follow and essentially apprentice one of your people to start learning early on, although I wouldn't recommend sending them too far with adventure parties. And that brings me to the action adventure element to the game, where you get your people to trade in their work tools for weapons after constructing the military buildings. You then send them to adventure out into the dark to look for treasures, items, and resources, maybe even fight legendary creatures or horrifying monstrosities. I recommend having a scout in your adventuring party as they carry a torch, allowing you to spend a longer amount of time away from your Gord to find whatever you need. Later on, you will also unlock incantations, which allow you to cast spells if you have enough faith, with some situational spells allowing you to speed up your adventurer's movement speed to escape a fight they aren't ready for, to incantations that directly damage enemies. Using the incantations is very thematic and feels like a witch cursing or providing a boon depending on your needs. There will be more coming in the full release on the 8th of August 2023 that isn't covered in the demo. That makes me excited to try it all out. Firstly is that enemies will raid your Gord, and if your people are away, they can't defend, so you will need to split up your group to keep some nearby and have to manage with small adventure parties. There will also be custom scenarios that you can customize to a large degree to play however you wish, as well as a quest system that will give you side quests and random encounters to prevent calamity or address personal issues of your people. If you still have the time, I recommend checking out this demo for yourself. As always, any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day, take care, and cheers for now.